Hello everyone, this is Ron again with the fifth part of my full playthrough of Silent Hill. If you remember last time, I had finished up a segment in the other world, going to the elementary school, and was getting ready to head to the church. Starting off this episode, that's what I do. I check the map a bunch as usual in order to reacquaint myself and make sure I'm going in the right direction. And right now, I'm kind of entering it's sort of like finishing up the early part of the game, and the game's really going to start kicking it into high gear as I move into this. As you remember last episode, I did a lot of my wandering around trying to find out where I needed to go last time. I'll be doing, I do a little bit of that right now, however, not too much. For right now, it's just getting to the church to find out who was ringing the bell while I was coming out of the elementary school. So here I am, I'm running around doing the usual avoiding zombies thing. And then I didn't even bother trying to go the other way because this is the alleyway. This guy chases me, but and he hits me, and there's some ammo there. I just kind of want to grab that. So, take this guy out, let him know who's boss. Go and pick up the ammo. And then if you look, I have like 130 handgun rounds. That is an absolutely ridiculous amount. And that's a number that is actually only going to be increasing as I progress through the episode here. See here, I'm getting ready to head into the church. I'll try this door out, because it looks like it may be unenterable. It is not. So I continue on my way. So I enter into the church here, and it goes into a cutscene. Well, it shows this lady here. You can see a lady in a sec here in a church. And for some reason, she's wearing like a priestess outfit, but with a tie, and she's barefoot.
Were you ringing that bell?
This character, I believe, is actually
I've been
Dahlia.
It was foretold by
And she's kind of like the
What are
leader
you talking about?
of this like cult that goes on around in Silent
I
Hill.
knew you'd come.
This scene is so weird because Harry, he very clearly
You're
here
talking
has
about
just
Cheryl.
run across someone
I see everything.
who knows what the hell's going
You
on,
know something? Tell me.
and Harry
Stay back.
like doesn't really try to like stop her
Nothing
from
is to be
doing
gained
anything.
From floundering about at random. You must follow the path.
Like and
The path
And
of
that's-
the hermit concealed by
then it's even
flowers.
weirder because like at this point like it's got to be pretty
are you
obvious
talking
Harry
about?
clearly has a gun. Like why not just pull a gun on this lady
The
and be like
flowers, the
you ain't
page
going
of
nowhere.
peace.
No, instead he just
It can
has
break
like
through the walls
a
of
slightly
darkness
agitated conversation with her while she just
and
rambles.
counteract the wrath of the underworld.
And it's even weirder because like none of this crap
Things will
is gonna be making any sense to Harry.
Make haste to the hospital before it's too late.
And she tells him to just go to the hospital.
Wait, don't go yet.
Notice he makes no actual attempt to stop her. He just stands there and is like, "Hey, don't go." I mean, could have very easily just like pointed his gun at her and been like, yeah. Now this item here, this Floros, I believe there's a way you can actually get past this part without having it, but it like totally ruins the ending of your game or something like that. But I decided to just check around this church a little bit while just to make sure I thoroughly check it. And there's a little save point there. And I don't really make sure to save the save points, just because you never know when I'm gonna die, and I would rather just take that precaution. But yeah, I apologize. I was probably talking over most of that conversation, but you saw the subtitles. It's such an odd conversation because that lady clearly knows what's going on, and Harry he doesn't really seem that interested in like pressing him for information or anything. He's just like, he asks her like one question, and then she takes off and doesn't really make any effort to restrain her or stop her from leaving. But regardless. And she also just almost randomly says, hey, go to the hospital, which is like the game's clue to where you should go next, which is where I wind up going. But even still, it's just like, why would he even be like, oh, I'm going to go to the hospital? And then also, back when I was talking about the floors and stuff, I picked up a drawbridge key. That's going to become important in a moment here. It's going to let me get to the other side of the Silent Hill town. Yes, there's a whole other side to it. And this section, or at least this area, kind of represents a bit of a turning point to the game. This is kind of the point where it's past like introducing things to you so much, and it's going to kind of ramp up in terms of the horror it's presenting. And also there's going to be some more mysteries involved, as we'll be seeing. But I pick up some more items here. And also, while I'm playing this, even though I do mention using facts at puzzles and stuff, when I'm just kind of wandering around exploring, I don't have a fact in front of me. I don't look anything up. That's me just exploring. I'm a pretty experienced survival horror player, so I know to always take the time to look, because it tends to lead to ammo or other items that you either need or can be quite useful. So some areas I wanted to spend some extra time in, just to make sure I'm thorough in my checking, because I don't want to miss anything. But in a sec here. And also this part's kind of weird because like in rapid succession, I get a bunch of save points after having them kind of fairly sparingly placed about. It's like 3 like within a few minutes of each other. Harry's all tired. This is a map to the other side of town. And more health drink. And it's weird because, like, unlike other parts of the game, it doesn't automatically use the key I got. I have to go and manually use it. I'm just checking the map. It doesn't let me actually go and look at the other map until I'm over there. But I saved my game real quick. But right there, like, I'm hearing that noise, and I'm wondering if there's some sort of enemy nearby or something. And I think it's just the music. I never see anything to corroborate that noise. It eventually goes away on its own. But it's just so unsettling. But since it doesn't sound like music. It sounds like there's something around that needs to be dealt with. So here I am looking at the map. There's that little red circle out there indicating where I need to go. And then this area of town isn't so much about being forced to find alternate routes around things, as it is about uncovering a deeper mystery behind about what's going on. So I head into here, and even though it tells me to go to the hospital, I decided I want to explore a little bit and see if I can check out like the police station. And also right here, that's the first instance of those like of a new enemy type, these like monkey men, and they always kind of just like bothered me because of the noises they make and how they kind of hop around. It's really like, it's disturbing just in how they act, and also when they leap on you, they like grab you and eat you. But it's unsettling to watch them. And that's just a really neat feature of just how they look and what their design is like. But here I am in the police station checking around, and there's some ammo. Which I grab. Then I make sure I explore this place a little bit. There's some more ammo and another save point. I check and see. I have 197 extra bullets, along with a full clip. I have over 200 rounds of ammunition. For something like a survival horror game, that is a crazy amount of ammo. I get some shotgun shells. And then this here is some writing about this thing called White Claudia. There's talking in reference to like a drug. That is something that it's a clue to something, like to something going on. It's not really readily apparent right now. It's just kind of a little like mention of it. And then this here is just some note, some guy who apparently died of natural causes, but showed no prior history of anything being wrong with him. So I decide to just make sure that I save my game. Oh wow, I completely missed a door in the police station. Although I wonder if maybe there wasn't anything in there to begin with. Anyway, I continue on my way, head towards the hospital. As you'll see here, I don't have to go all around and try and find my way to it. I can just basically head straight to it and get on in. I try to check out this Chinese place. No dice. here's the entrance to the hospital. There's a couple dogs out here, which I dispose of. Just to make sure I can search this area, plus I could clearly spare the ammo and the health to do so. So I headed to the hospital here, and so I can begin exploring what's going on around here. And like other places, it's rather deserted. But then there's that gunshot. Now initially that kind of freaks me out a little bit. But I make sure I save, and then I decide to start going through doing my exploring here. Yeah, no need to examine the phones and phone books. Go in here. Oh, and there's this little cutscene where there's this guy who apparently just shot some monster. Looks really creepy.
Hold it.
He fires his gun and misses Harry at point
Stop.
blank range.
Don't shoot.
Makes me wonder how good of a shot he is.
Wait. I'm not here to fight. My name is Harry Mason. I'm in town on vacation.
Thank God, another human being.
Do you work here?
I'm Dr. Michael Kaufman. I work at this hospital.
Now, that name may sound
maybe you can
familiar
tell
to
me
some
what's
people who
going
may
on.
have played perhaps Silent Hill
I
Shattered
really can't
Memories.
say.
He plays a prominent
I was
role
taking
in
a
that
nap
game.
in the
He is
staff
also
room when I
a
woke
pretty
up.
big part of this
It's
game
like
as well.
this.
And in fact, this is where the character
Everyone seems to
originated.
have disappeared. And it's snowing out. This time of year. Something's gone seriously wrong. Did you see those monsters? Have you ever seen such aberrations?
No,
Ever even heard of such things?
another
You
weird
and I both know
conversation.
creatures like that don't exist.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that there's clearly just a corpse of one right there.
Have you seen a little girl anywhere? I'm looking for my daughter. She's only 7. Short, black hair.
She's missing. I'm sorry. But with all those monsters around, I highly doubt that she's...
There's
Sorry.
awkward
I didn't
silences.
mean to alarm you. Your wife, she's here with you?
She died 4 years ago. Now it's just me and my daughter.
I see. I'm sorry. Well, I'd better be going. I can't just sit around here doing nothing.
So long. Good luck out there.
And like a true moron, Harry Mason just lets this guy go. Mind you, this is the third real person he's seen since he's gotten here. The other being Sybil and Dahlia, both of who have not made a reappearance as of yet. And this is the only one who really stopped to talk to him at all. Also, kind of points out he never once does Harry Mason ask, "Hey, maybe we should team up or possibly work together because there's monsters about." No, he's perfectly okay with everyone just running off and not really being involved at all. Doesn't really seem too terribly interested in what necessarily other may be going on, despite the fact that at this point, it must be pretty obvious he's a rather central figure. But anyway, I'm able to get my map of the hospital here. And now I can start doing some exploration of this place. And here you'll see me checking the map even more than usual, because I'm trying to make sure I do as much exploration as I can. See, I'm just a little bit confused right here because I want to make sure I explore as much as I can. So I head back a little bit. And then also, you'll note it, for anyone who's also played Silent Hill 2, you notice that Silent Hill 2 also very prominently features a hospital. This game does as well. However, in this game, the reasons why are different than in the second game. But a hospital is a very big part of both games, especially what goes on in them. Once again, being lost, I check. I can't go in there. I think a bunch of these doors are actually, they just plain can't be opened at all. Also, these are also a serious mainstay. Doors that you can't really go in. And for some reason, the basement map is separate from just the regular hospital map. Don't know why. You'd think the hospital map would include the basement, but apparently not. Oh, and there's a basement key. This is a little kitchen area here. Can't get a dial tone on the phone at all. And right now, tension's really kind of ramping up, especially with those noises going on. Here's the stuff. I know that this becomes important. I don't remember its actual significance to the plot or why it was so important that he bent down to notice that it's a shattered glass vial. But I do know that there's that there's more to be done with this. This is right now. Can't do anything with it, so I'll continue on my way, continue exploring. I just want to make sure I actually check out around here a little bit. Time to head down into the basement. We got some creepy sound of music kicking in. Heading here, it's all dark. And there are a few enemies in here, which I dispose of. Now, at this point, anyone who remembers the high school, not the high school, the elementary school, may have an idea of what could possibly be going on right now. Especially with the music and the lights going out. But here is where kind of the uneasiness and the tension starts to really ramp up. You're in this dark basement. You got this weird music going on. And especially after the elementary school, you know what's coming at this point. You know that at some point Harry's going to be crossing over into the other world. Don't know exactly when it is though. But this is when the tension it starts to ramp up a lot, and you'll see I actually kind of screwed up there. I have to go back and fix it, but there's more to be done in the generator room. Yeah, for some reason I missed that. So I press the switch, it turns the generator on, it makes an even weirder noise. It starts repeating. I have never heard any generator make that kind of noise, but whatever, I guess. I think about just heading back up from the basement, and I believe I turn back around. I can't remember if I do or don't. But head into the elevator. I decided to just check out the first floor. This lets out exactly where you would expect. And that door, I don't believe I checked it, but I can't go at it, so it's rather irrelevant. So gotta start checking out the floors here, seeing what I can do on each. Get out here thinking I'm probably gonna have to explore most of this floor. I'll look around this room a little bit, check my map. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to explore all that, especially since after going through the elementary school. But I come up to this door, lock is jammed. I'm not doing anything here. At least, not right now. So I head back into the elevator. And I said, okay, floor 2 is a bust. Let's head up to floor 3. So I head into that. And I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe I'll have to explore, gotta explore this one. We've got a full map and everything. This door is jammed too. And, that's actually a bit of a tell. I didn't notice that when I was playing it earlier, but that strange music starts to kick in after you see that jammed door. Now, at this point, I'm a little bit confused because I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I'll come back over here, and there's now a floor 4 on the elevator. Clearly wasn't there. Now, it's that kind of subtlety that so many games, so many forms of media just don't get. Just it's just the game like messing with you in a rather subtle way. And I think this part here is like Alessa walking into somewhere. But to go back to the elevator thing, like it's really kind of subtle, and it doesn't just pop right out in your face. It's just you're just exploring all of a sudden. Oh, there's that button that wasn't there before, and I remember the first time I played this, like I wasn't even sure that button wasn't there. I thought maybe I just had missed it or something, but it definitely was not there. And at this point, as you can tell, I'm clearly in the other world version of the hospital. And at this point, things are getting quite tense. In fact, even just talking about it, things are getting kind of tense. Even though I know what happens, I haven't quite remembered everything. But I have to wander around in here a little bit. There's all these jam doors, and I don't have a map or anything. And then also, even though I'm not trying to necessarily make too many comparisons or that between this and other Silent Hill games, this is another thing that Silent Hill 2 did. There was this sort of elevator transition between the regular hospital that's abandoned and the otherworld hospital. In Silent Hill 2, it's not quite as noticeable. And then we have some more of this kind of music kicking in here. One thing I don't like about this part is sometimes it can actually be hard to pick out the doors from the walls. And then you'll see right there, it's a new enemy type. That's kind of the first example of like the nurse. However, in the original Silent Hill, this one, these nurses, they aren't like those like mannequins or whatever. They are people who have been infected by like this virus or whatever, and it makes them like evil and want to attack people. Now, at this point, I decide I'm gonna explore just a little bit until I find a save room, and then end it. So I check out a few rooms, and then I think I end it. And I come in here. There's this bird cage. I don't remember if that's important later or not. But the game seemed to cut away to it. So now at this point I do have my map again, but I'm not quite sure where to go, what to do, so I just continue exploring down this hallway. In here is a save point. I don't save right away, because I want to just kind of I want to explore a little bit. We'll check out this room, and there's actually something in here I missed when I was looking at it, but on the map it says video, so I check, and there's this TV with a VCR player, and then there's also some shotgun shells that I missed. I remember finding a tape when I played this game. I don't remember what's on the tape, but I think it's important. I can't remember. But I decided that before I end this episode, I'm just going to check out these last two rooms. So I went over to here. I noticed that there's just like cut out there. Oh, there's another enemy. Another nurse enemy. No. I know it's that enemy was rather tough. Took about 8 shots and actually managed to get a hit on me that dealt some decent damage. Not too big of a deal right now, but these enemies, they are tougher. They take more to bring down. But there's also a health drink in here. So, all in all, the only thing I really lose out on is some ammo. And then there's this steel plate. It's screwed into the wall. Like, I can't remember, but I think I do actually need to find a screwdriver or two, unscrew that, and get something that is required. It's kind of weird, but I do think that happens. But with this, I'm going to head back to the save room. save the game, and end this episode. So, thank you once again for watching the 5th episode of my full playthrough of Silent Hill. There'll be another episode up in a couple of days. As usual, like the video, comment, all that stuff. Let me know how you're liking this format. I'd really like some feedback. Let me know if I should continue this or not. So once again, thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.